Manga-Waido.
My name is Ryusake Sakamoto, and I'm 19 years old. I'm in my freshman year studying economics. As you can see, I'm just an ordinary guy. But lucky for me, I have a girlfriend who went to the same high school as me. Her name is Ayamori Mora. She studies education, and she's also in her freshman year. She's so beautiful, and kinda way out of my league. Aya and I have known each other since we were in 3rd grade at junior high. And to cut a long story short, we always had a thing for each other. But since neither of us made a move, it took us years until we started dating. Then, knowing that, my friend from college, called Tanioka, who didn't have much patience over this, told me one day, "Man, come on! You guys both like each other, right? This is taking forever! Just get together with her for crying out loud! You want me to tell her how you feel instead?" Whoa. Hold on. Easy, man. Okay. I'll tell her, all right? You better. In fact, you better update me on this at the same time next week. I'm giving you a deadline, and you better meet it. So basically, he was the one who pushed me, or rather, forced me to go up to her and tell her how I feel. And then, as nervous and anxious as I was, I straight up told her how I felt and asked her out. And to my surprise, she said yes, without thinking twice. And that's how I ended up with the girl of my dreams. Aya and I both started working part-time. I worked at a convenience store, and she worked as a waitress in a restaurant. We were both poor, but we wanted to go out for short trips for fun, so that's how we saved up for it. One time,
I want to go to that zoo and botanical garden that we saw on the TV commercials. And then we can go to karaoke in the evening and stay the night at a traditional inn.
Sounds good. Then I'll look into it and see if there's anything else going on for us to do there. And then another time.
Oh my god, I've always wanted to go hiking up a mountain.
Ah, nice. Then maybe we can rent out some hiking gear and start off by hiking up small mountains nearby to get used to it. And then we can gradually lead up to hiking up a bigger mountain.
Yay! Oh my god, I'm so excited already!
And that's how Aya and I went on dates to a ton of cool places. To be honest, I was even surprised by how little we fought. In fact, we hardly ever did. I've never got along with anyone besides my guy friends, and it shocked me to know that we got along so well, and how comfortable I felt around her. And I thought to myself that the woman who was going to be my partner for the rest of my life was standing right in front of my eyes. In college, all of our friends knew how lovey-dovey we were, and our friends used to tease us about it. Jeez, you two lovebirds are always all over each other. You make me want to throw up! Give each other some space to breathe, will ya? You're practically the one who set us up. And we're in different departments, so we're not technically always together, you know?
We're just charging our batteries for the time that we're spending apart from each other during our lectures.
I truly believed that these happy days were how we were going to spend the rest of our lives. At least, until the fall of our sophomore year. This is weird. Aya usually sends me a morning text, but I didn't get one from her today. From a certain point, I started to feel like her attitude towards me had changed completely. I just felt like there was something shady going on. Even if I ask her about it.
What are you talking about? I'm not acting weird at all.
That's all she would say back to me. I mean, she did look like her usual self in terms of the way that she dressed and looked, but I have a hunch there's something going on. She sighs a lot more now. She's late to class a lot more now, too. When we spend time together, she's physically there, but emotionally, she's gone far away, and she's just not there at all. One time, this even happened. Why did you ditch me last minute like that? I already paid for the hotel! Why didn't you at least tell me that you weren't going to make it beforehand?
I told you 100 times that I'm sorry. I'll pay for the cancellation fee if that's what you want. I just got so caught up with things, okay?
And gradually, she started to go out with her friends more than she did with me. I couldn't help but get really concerned. Is she seeing someone else? No, she wouldn't. Or maybe I did something that put her off, and now she has feelings for someone else. Could that be it? I consulted Tanioka about this, and he could tell that I was reluctant to confront her about it. But he was the one who yet again encouraged me to go for it. If you think something's up with her, just ask her straight up and stop beating around the bush. So you want me to just badly ask her if she's cheating on me? Well, you can't continue faking it and acting like nothing's going on, right? That'll make things even more awkward and worse. Yeah, I guess. I guess anything is better than the situation right here. I'll accept whatever she tells me. And that's how I convinced myself and decided to confront her one day. Hey, Aya. You're not acting like yourself lately. Are you okay? Is there anything you want to tell me? Then she gave out a big sigh and started telling me something unexpected and terrible.
Well, I'm going to drop out of college and get married. One of my relatives introduced me to this guy, and we get along really well.
What the heck? She's gonna get married? I had never imagined she would tell me something as crazy as this! When the hell were you gonna tell me? How long has this been going on for? And who is this guy?
Okay, easy. Just calm down, please.
No! How do you expect me to stay calm? Is he rich? Does he have a successful career? What did I do wrong, Aya? Tell me!
You're just too poor.
Poor?
Yeah, exactly that. I hate poor guys, and you're just poor as ever. This guy, who's the son of a president running a successful company, proposed to me. So I'm breaking up with you, okay?
These were the words I could ever hear from Aya. I couldn't say anything back to her from the shock. And we eventually lost touch. And so naturally, we broke up, and that was that. My college life was just a blur since then. Whatever I did, however much of a distraction I tried to get, nothing was ever going to be the same as it was with Aya. I just put my head down and focused on my studies. Luckily, I got good grades that reflected that. And that was only because, if I didn't focus on something, I would have been a wreck trying to get over her. I didn't care to go out anymore either. So I spent most days learning how to program using my PC. All while working for a crowdsourcing job and saving my money from that. And through connections there, after I graduated college, I immediately got a job at a small startup. It was a small startup that developed apps with just a few guys working. I had a really hectic work schedule there, but I didn't mind it since I had nothing better to do. And just like that, 2 years went by. Then one day, I received a letter. Tanioka! It was a wedding invite from my college buddy, Tanioka. Of course I was going to go. I had to for my buddy. The wedding was just as I had expected. He's an extrovert and had a huge circle of friends and connections, so the wedding had a ton of people, and it was a great wedding overall. He had been so busy talking to so many of his guests, and I was so happy when I was finally able to talk to him at the after party. Since he was the cupid who set Aya me up, I couldn't help but to mention to him how we broke up and how it happened. Ah, so you didn't invite her to the wedding, huh? I wonder how she's doing now. What? Sakamoto? You don't know? What's that about? What is it, man? And that's when I heard some real bad news from him. When I got home, I immediately got on the phone to get whatever information I could on her to get in touch with her. I even hired a private investigator for the first time in my life, and finally, I found her. Apparently, Aya is at her parents' house in a certain town. I just packed a few things quickly and left to head over there. If any of what Tanioka told me was true, then I had no time to lose. I had to see her. All I had was this note on my hand with the address of a hospital. I found it and spoke to the receptionist there to see if I could see her. Then the nurse came and told me.
She's ready for you. Go up the stairs and it's the room at the far end, and you'll see her in there.
I tried to stay calm and collected as I walked down the hallway, and I knocked on her door.
Yes?
I was in total shock the moment I saw her lying in the bed in her hospital gown. She looked really weak and frail, but it was her. That was definitely Aya. I slowly approached her. Aya, are you serious?
Sorry I didn't tell you about it all this time. I've been diagnosed with ALS.
Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's a serious disease where it affects your muscle movement and, eventually, you're unable to move at all. But since when? Since college?
Yeah, sometime during sophomore year, I think. I had moments where I noticed how I couldn't move my hands and legs as I wanted to.
But why didn't you tell me about this then?
Well, it's not something I wanted to let my boyfriend know about. But when I went to get examined, they told me that it had spread quite a lot, and I was already in too deep.
Yeah, and what? Why didn't you tell me? Why did you have to hide this from me?
Because I felt bad. I didn't want to do this to you.
As she shouted, her tears started to roll down her cheeks.
Ryosuke, you remember how you like to go on short trips and explore new places? You still like to do that, right? I couldn't hold you back from doing the things you love because of me. And besides, there's no cure for this. I can't go back to the way things were before. I won't be able to use my muscles, and eventually, I'll stop talking and breathing.
So what? Are you telling me that you getting married to some successful president's son was a complete lie? Did you make that up?
Yeah. You forgive me, right?
So that's what it was about. All this time. Well, now that I know the truth, I wasn't gonna leave her now. I wanted to know what she thought of her future. I looked into ALS online, Aya. Apparently, if you're on an artificial respirator, you can live for as long as a decade.
No, I don't want that. I'm not using that.
What do you mean? That's giving you more years to live! How can you say that?
No. I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to be a burden to anyone anymore. I'm done with it.
It sounded like her mental state had lost its strength, and not just her physical side. I needed to do something about this, and I know that I'm the only one who can help her out. I truly believed that. Shortly after that, I moved into a new place close to the hospital where she was staying at. She told me not to, and we argued over that, but that didn't stop me.
What do you think you're doing? You've got a job to do. I'm going to die soon, you know that, right? What you did was stupid!
Well, it's a good thing I have my laptop with me. Did you know that nowadays, as long as you have a good internet connection and a PC that works, you can earn a decent living? And besides, you're not gonna die. Especially if you use that artificial respirator.
I don't want to hear about that, so stop talking about it. Just leave me alone. Oh, I just want to disappear.
There were days where she would have a go at me like that, but I just took it. I visited her hospital every single day after work and enjoyed talking to her. We just had conversations. I knew I shouldn't try to persuade her into anything or make her think the way that I do. that wasn't for me to do. Since it was Sunday yesterday, I thought I'd go up the mountains to check out the leaves. Look, the autumn leaves are here. Don't you think it's nice?
Oh my god, that's the mountain I climbed with my family when I was a child. Oh my god, I would love to climb it again one day.
I took that to heart, and I knew that we still had hope. Whenever I went out someplace far, I always made sure to bring a Wi-Fi egg with me. It was to go live and show her what this place looked like. Hiya, can you see this? Remember that observatory we spoke about the other day? I thought I'd come here today and show you the view from up here. Can you see the ocean in the distance?
Oh my god, yes, I can see it. It's beautiful. I'd give anything to go there.
Then let's go there soon. Or whenever, really. I'll take you wherever you want to go. Aya tells me all the places that she wants to go, and I go there and show it to her live through my phone. Aya was really enjoying that, and it really felt like the times when we used to go out. Here we were, spending time in the same place, together. Aya's face started to lighten up, and so did her mood. And then...
I think I want to try using the artificial respirator. I want to spend more time with you.
I was finally able to hear those words from her, and I was stoked. My mind was already decided. A few days after she started to use the artificial respirator, I went to visit the hospital as usual, went to her bedside, and went down on one knee. Aya, will you marry me? As I took the engagement ring from my pocket, her eyes grew wider and started to swell up with tears, which then rolled down on her cheeks over a huge smile.
Oh my god! Yes! Of course, yes! Oh my god, I love you so much!
I suggested for her to come and live with me after we have a wedding, which of course was going to be a plain and simple but beautiful one.
Leave the hospital? And live with you? Really? You think that's possible?
Of course! Don't be silly! We can spend more time together that way, right?
But, and I know I shouldn't be the one to say this, but it's going to be a lot of hard work for you to take care of me, you know?
Don't worry about that, silly. Leave it to me. You have nothing to worry about because you're in safe hands now, okay?
But what about your job?
No worries. Besides, your parents said they'd be happy to help us out too if need be. So really, you don't have anything to worry about, okay? In the end, I managed to convince Aya, and she agreed to my suggestion. Since then, so long as she could handle it, I gradually started to take Aya out on excursions a bit more. We even went up that mountain that she always wanted to go back to, and took a nice family photo, for good time's sake. She was so happy that one day she said, "Oh my god, I can't believe how I said that I wanted to die the other day." Aya lived with me for another 10 years after that. Phew! Man, what a climb! That day, I reached the summit of a certain mountain. Aya had told me one time before that she always wanted to climb one of the 100 most famous mountains in Japan. And today was my first challenge for that. Aya, today is the first day of the challenge. Come on, we can do this! I felt like Aya was giving me her beautiful smile somewhere up from the heavens. Aya, you and I, we're always together, forever. Okay?